Alpha, August 12th, 1932. Omega, September 7th, 2024. The obituary. Mary Sterling Harris Hall. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:6. And I understand that was one of a Mary's favorite scriptures. Mary Sterling Harris Hall, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, an aunt, a cousin, a friend, and a lifelong role model to many, passed away after a tragic auto accident on Saturday, September the 7th, 2024, at the age of 92 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Mary was the second daughter and third child of 5 children born to Osley Cage and Jeff Sterling Sr. in the Elm Park community of St. Francisville, Louisiana on August 12, 1932. Her siblings and parents lived in St. Francisville until her parents separated. She was very young when they moved with their maternal grandparents, Elnora Price and William Henry Cage, on the Mount Rica plantation near Fort Adams, Mississippi. Occasionally, Mary and her siblings stayed nearby with her mother, stepfather, Hamp Bracken Sr., and his children. She then became a member of the Cage, Sterling, Price, Bracken's blended family, eventually consisting of 20 children. Mary was educated at the Pineywood School, an African American private boarding school located 20 miles southeast of Jackson, Mississippi. She continued to advance her educational training in business and developed other specialized skills. Mary moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, staying with her oldest sister and her husband, Margie Sterling and Feltus Jones. She started her first job in the French Quarters at the Dixie Tomato Factory. Before leaving New Orleans for Los Angeles, Mary met a good-looking gentleman named Thomas, also known as Reuben Harris, who was from Laurel Hill, Louisiana. At that time, she did not know he would become her future husband. Thomas also left New Orleans, but he was headed north to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. While Mary was living in Los Angeles with another sister and her husband, Elizabeth Brackens and Eulon Williams Sr., Thomas sent an airplane ticket for her to join him in Milwaukee. Mary and Thomas Harris married February 2nd, 1952 in Chicago, Illinois. They lived in Milwaukee and became proud parents to a son, Thomas Harris Jr., and a daughter, Marva Dina Harris. Mary and Thomas became the anchor in helping many of their siblings relocate from down south to Milwaukee. They were together for 11 years until Thomas passed away on May 22nd, 1965. Mary met a handsome gentleman named Troy Lee Hall in Milwaukee. Mary Sterling Harris and Troy got married in Chicago on December 27, 1966, and she became mom to her bonus son. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. She became mom to her bonus daughter, May Nellie Green. The blended family lived in Milwaukee as they became proud parents to another son, Troy L. Hall Jr., affectionately known as Fox. Mary and her entire family, including her late husbands, Thomas Harris Sr. and Troy Hall Sr., were longtime members since the late 1950s of the Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Both she and Thomas Sr. were active members of the usher board. Mary worked as an administrative assistant with Walker Insurance, a secretary for LaVarn Boys Club, and finally retired from the transportation shipping company, Ryder's Truck Line. Mary and Troy moved from the city and bought a newly built home in the Milwaukee suburb of Mequon in 1969. They continued to live in their Mequon home for nearly 5 decades until their age and health became a challenge. Mary traveled to and cared for her husband, Troy, after he moved into the Lutheran Home Assisted Living Facility in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. She continued to do so after they sold their Mequon home. Then Mary moved into the resort-style New Perspective Senior Living Facility in Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Just as Mary was finally adjusting to and enjoying her new home facility and developing new friends, her husband Troy passed away on October 16, 2019. This was barely over a year from when their son, Troy Jr., passed away on September 12, 2018. Mary's children were concerned for her safety and their ability to assist in caring for their mom from a long distance. They made a decision to move their mom closer back down south. Over 4 years ago, Mary relocated to Prairieville, Louisiana. Finally, living with her daughter Margaret, they treated her as Queen Mary, with dinners, spa days, short getaways, family visits, and gatherings. Mary walked with a special pep in her step, was always spiffy, and quickly had a comeback answer. Personally, she's told me, "You're not my boss." She loved her family and had such a caring and nurturing character. Mary was a bright, shiny star and a wonderful sunflower to her family and friends. Her favorite color was yellow because of the illumination of the sunshine. Her loved ones will always cherish her radiant smile. She was full of energy and full of God's Spirit. She will be missed, but her loving, humorous memories will be cherished forever. Mary is survived by her son Thomas and wife Rosie Harris Jr. of Birmingham, Alabama, daughters Marva Dina Harris of Prairieville, Louisiana, and May Nellie Green and husband Dwayne Brown of Madison, Wisconsin, 5 grandchildren and 8 great-grandchildren. 3 brothers, Hamp and Lona Brackens Jr. of Memphis, Tennessee, Elvin and wife Barbara Brackens of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, LaVarn and wife Jeanette Brackens of Humboldt, Tennessee, 2 sisters, Dolores Brackens of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Maxine Sterling Young of River Ridge, Louisiana. 4 sister-in-laws, Beatrice Brackens of St. Rose, Louisiana, Lily Wilson Sterling of Kenner, Louisiana, Barbara Sterling of Jackson, Mississippi, and Beatrice Brackens of Reserve, Louisiana, and many nieces, nephews, cousins, as well as a host of family and friends. Mary was preceded in death by her parents, Osley Cage and Jeff Sterling Sr., Hamp Bracken Sr., husbands Thomas Harris Sr., Troy L. Hall Sr., son Troy L. Hall Jr., sisters Margie Sterling Jones, Elizabeth Brackens Williams, Ophelia Brackens Martin, Shirley Brackens Jackson, Bernice Brackens Williams, Elsie Brackens Pryor. Her brothers, Tommy Brackens, Theodore Brackens, Tyree Brackens, Oscar Sterling, Felix Brackens, Paul Brackens, Jeff Sterling Jr., and David Brackens. Her paternal grandparents, Virgil Sterling and Lizzie Williams Taylor. Her maternal grandparents, Elnora and William Henry Cage. I have finished my work. I now take my rest. Don't weep for me, the Lord knows best. If anyone should ask of my whereabouts, tell them I am resting in my Father's house. Amen.